Good morning, everyone. This is Rick Allen with 30-Fold coming to you from the foothills of Ahwatukee, a little community tucked away under South Mountain in the southeast corner of Phoenix. Very good to be with you this morning. And in my virtual studio, and for you down and outers, that means I'm here and my guest is somewhere else. We've got Christina Wagner with us today. Christina has been a marketing person here around the Phoenix Valley for a number of years. She has got quite a reputation within that field. So she's going to be with us today. We're going to be talking about her latest project that she mentioned to me the other day. It sounds very exciting to me. So with that, let me introduce all of you to someone who has been a friend of mine for a little while now, Christina Wagner.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be a guest here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you as well, Christina. So we've got your placard up on the screen here, and I'm going to go ahead and take this down so everybody can see who it is talking with them, and we'll go back to these slides in a few minutes. But Christina, you had messaged me the other day and mentioned that you were going back to an activity that you had taken place or taken part in the past. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So in 2016, I competed in my very first pageant and won. It was an amazing experience. I was honored to earn the title of Ms. Woman Arizona 2016. Went on to nationals and competed and was honored to win the coveted title of Miss Congeniality, Ms. Woman Congeniality. And it was such a great experience that I decided that I wanted to compete again. So I'm competing once again in the United States pageant. I'm competing for the title of Ms. Woman United States. And I was asked back, and my current title is Ms. Woman Southwest. I know that's kind of a mouthful. There's a lot of titles there.
America does it. which is my history with pageant, which means that I haven't seen anything of pageants. Oh golly, since a long time ago, when that guy by the name of Bert used to come on and sing "There She Is, Miss America." Yeah. So, but definitely, what I want to mention up front, I guess this is, what do they call this? This is acknowledging the elephant, the white elephant in the room, or something like that. I think that's the way the saying goes. That obviously you are a very beautiful young lady. Oh. And you certainly, from that perspective, have everything I think that you need to be able to compete as well as to win. But here's what I want to say to my guests in this particular case, because we've known each other for a while. And there is a saying out there that beauty is only skin deep. That's true sometimes, but other times it's actually something that simply bubbles up from within inside. And I can tell everybody out there listening that in Christina's case, the beauty that you see, that physical resplendence on the outside, is simply a reflection of a very beautiful spirit and person on the inside. So congratulations on the decision to go back into the competition, and definitely we wish you well. So one of the other things, and we talked about this before we began the interview, and that's that a lot of people have, well, let's say, some very negative impressions of the whole realm of pageantry and competing like that, and that it's all just about the physical beauty. Can you talk about that a little bit and kind of inform our listeners of what it really means and what it really takes to compete in something like this?
You know, I'm glad that you brought that up. There was a time in my own life that I had a lot of misconceptions, and so many of the people that are not as informed about pageantry, I can relate to them because I was very much like them. I had these misconceptions that it was just all about a beauty pageant. It was all about what was on the outside, and also had some theories based on watching things like Toddlers and Tiaras and just some of the drama that goes on. So I really thought that that's what pageantry was about. And I couldn't have been, my perception was completely wrong. It couldn't be further from the truth. A lot of the things that that we learn from sports, teamwork, getting back up when you've fallen down, having a good attitude, a lot of those things are things that you also learn in pageantry. And in this system particularly, the focus is really about community and what you do and your platform and having your voice be heard. So, so what I learned as my daughter was competing, I saw behind the scenes, I saw this sisterhood of women that were really there to support. The first time that my daughter competed, we didn't know what we were doing. We were not a pageant family. We didn't grow up in pageantry. So we were so very green. And these women, the moms of other girls that were competing, the other girls that were competing in her same division, really embraced us and really showed us the ropes. And it's been a joy to be a part of. So I love it when I get the opportunity to tell people what you think it's about, it's really not what it's about.
Okay, good. There's also an aspect of that, and you can probably speak to this a lot better than I can, and I'm going to let you do that, but that's that within the scope of pageant like this, they always try and connect it with more noble causes. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So all of the women that are competing have a platform. They have something that's really near and dear to their heart, something that they are going to be utilizing the crown and their title to bring more awareness. There's some incredible platforms. It can be anything that you've been through or a cause that is close to your heart. My platform is self-esteem, and self-confidence. So really raising awareness and of self-esteem and self-confidence. And there's a big difference between self-esteem and self-confidence. And we often use these two terms interchangeably.
Mm-hmm.
So during the year, I've already started doing some workshops and talking to people of all age ranges about things that you can do today to start building your self-esteem and self-confidence. I've actually got a couple workshops coming up. So anyone that would like to get more information on that, love to share that with them.
Okay. All right. So, great.
When
Definitely.
I look back, a lot of times people stay in the wrong job. They might stay in the wrong relationship. They might not go after that next promotion. And at the root of the why, in many cases, is because they lack the self-esteem to go after what they really want. So this is one of the reasons why I think this is a very important platform and why I'm dedicating my year to really helping people build their self-esteem and self-confidence.
That's fantastic. And that is an important cause. And so I appreciate you being out there doing that. And within that realm, I guess I see still in society today, one would not think this. I had a mother that worked back in the days when only men could be bosses. The women ran things. She was one of those women. She ran an office, and it couldn't run without her. And yet, it was never even considered for her to potentially run the office. From a figurehead perspective, there was always a man who had to depend on her to tell them what to do and how to do it. But they had the title, they had the paycheck. So the fact that a lot of that still exists seems foreign in some ways. I think, oh wow, I thought we moved beyond that, but I guess we haven't. So I'm glad that you're out there doing that and helping other women realize where they are in the pecking order, I guess you'd say, and how they stand in society. That's important. More importantly, how they view themselves, right? I mean, that's all what self-esteem really is.
And I love helping women with self-esteem and self-confidence, people of all ages. And truly, this was self-esteem and self-confidence is something that I primarily thought that women were the ones that struggled with this. And what's interesting is once I announced that this is my platform, this is what I'm going to be helping people with, I've had so many men that reached out to me and said that they struggle with self-esteem and self-confidence as well. So this really isn't a gender issue. This is a people issue. And so I'm really excited to bring awareness and share some of the tools that have really helped me to gain more self-esteem and self-confidence.
Oh, that's great. That's an important cause, and I'm glad that you're working on that. Right. So, well, let me go ahead and bring up the slides again here. Just take me a second, and I want to go ahead and back to my slide, and I want to move to, I'm going to go to this slide right here, because what I want to do is really talk for a second about the word that I'm pointing at here on the screen, if people can see that, and that's leverage, because that's within the scope of your cause. That's what you're doing, is you're leveraging things that have helped you to help other people. But in the case of what you're doing right now, let me back up to the, whoops, went the wrong direction here. There we go. This is just a picture from your current webpage that you've got out there on Facebook, which is Ms. Woman Southwest, that big mouthful that we talked about. So we'll look for a new page in not too long from now. Christina, when is this pageant occurring?
So the pageant is the first week in July. I'll be flying to Orlando along with women from all over the country and competing for hopefully the title of Ms. Woman United States. Okay.
Excellent. And we need to take the word hopefully out of there. You're going to be there.
I'll definitely be there. It would be an honor to be crowned Ms. Woman United States.
That would be a great thing. It would be a great thing for you, obviously, but I think with the cause and the kind of person I know you to be, it would be great for the pageant, in my opinion. So so that's exciting. So in July there's going to be a competition, which means from a marketing perspective, I'll have you, don't mess up your hair, but put your marketing hat on for a minute. What does that mean from a marketing perspective for business owners or people with other causes that they're trying to get attention to? Tell me about that. What does that mean?
Sure. So with pageantry, there's a lot of expenses involved in pageantry and competing. And so I'm utilizing everything that I currently provide to other clients, and in my role as a marketing professional, I'm using all of those tools and offering businesses the opportunity to work with me. So I've got the ability for individual business owners to be interviewed Facebook Live, which also comes with some social media consulting to help them get engagement. I also have some sponsorship opportunities. So I've really just bundled together a lot of really great packages for businesses to leverage their message and get the word out. This is also something, if there's a nonprofit, you know, if you've got a message that you want to get out there, I can definitely help you with that. So there's a lot of different things I have going on. Okay, very good, very good. I tried desperately to find an image that I could use. I didn't find one. So I'm going to draw the picture on the screen for our viewers here today, or our listeners. And that picture is this. Just imagine yourself at a seesaw on a playground, but it's offset by a lot, because on one end of that is an elephant, and on the other end is just a small little child. But the small child is lifting the elephant because they're on the long end of that lever, or that seesaw, and so they are leveraging it. So in addition to the fact that folks are going to get the opportunity to get you, Christina Wagner, to help them get their message out, the thing that really is offsetting this lever right now by a great deal, by a huge exponent, is, well, it's just the pageant, isn't it? And the fact that there's a lot of publicity around that. Absolutely. So in addition, so you had that slide that showed the price range of the leveraged opportunities. They start at $199 and then they go all the way up to $1,000. The $199 is a Facebook Live interview and you and I are here and we're talking live. A lot of times people are afraid of that. They're afraid to do a Facebook Live interview. So for some businesses, having a spokesperson speak about their business is the preferred route. So I just want to let everyone know that that is an option for those that are camera shy, camera afraid. So $199 is a Facebook Live interview or a spokesperson, which is myself speaking on behalf of that business. It also includes social media education. The next level up is $250, and that $250 level includes a logo on the ad page that I'm creating that will be in the national program book. That national program book will be in the hands of people all over the country, and the business that has their logo on that will also have the opportunity to use that piece of content in their marketing. From there, we go up to the $500 level, and the $500 level includes the ad on the national program book. It also includes a Facebook Live interview, and it includes a mention. When I get to nationals, I'm going to be mentioning all the sponsors, all the people that helped me to get there. So they would be included in that. And then a $1,000 level is an ad that is solely about the business. So if they don't want to be included, or if in addition to being included in the program, if they want to have their own ad page that's their content, their graphic image, then they can do an ad that's solely about their business. And I will say, I'm really proud of the ad that I'm creating. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but it's one of the most creative ad pages, and I'm really excited about that. So it's something that the business that chooses to be a part of, either at the $250 or the $500 level, I think they're going to be really proud to share this, because the message is definitely in alignment with my platform, and it's very creative. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay, all right, absolutely. So this is where we don't want to tip off the competition, but we do want the potential people out there who can benefit from this to understand that there's something, there's a very powerful opportunity here. And it sounds like, especially for those who can market to clients all over the country, that $500 range is a huge deal. Is that right?
Well, I think absolutely, and I think it's also for those that want to have exposure nationally, but also those that are local that want to say, we're doing something to help support the community. Whether you're supporting me or whether you're supporting another pageant girl that's competing, the women in the Arizona United States pageant, the women that are in the United States pageant, these are all women that donate countless hours to different nonprofits. So while my platform is self-esteem and self-confidence, there are, honestly, every weekend there's a different nonprofit or organization that I'm donating my time to, that these other women are donating. So when you as a business step up and say, I support women that support our community, that's a message that you can share in your own marketing. So so I just want to say, for those that are local that aren't thinking nationally, this is a way that you really can show people that you support others that support the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. And being involved in some kind of a noble cause, I think, is, well, it's really become standard procedure within corporate marketing these days. So so that's very, very important, I think. Great. Great. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we are we're getting on with our time here. I definitely want to make sure that we get all of the important information in. So I'm going to I want to make sure that we get this next piece of information in, because I know that people are going to want to say, okay, how do I get involved? How do I take advantage of this opportunity? How do I leverage? How can I put my spokesperson on the other end of that lever and raise the awareness for myself, for my company? How do I get involved? So let's talk about that just a little bit.
Sure. So,
And we'll go right here and see if we can't get this. There we go.
great. Yes. So just you can just, if this is something that you're interested in learning more about and having a conversation, then please just give me a call. The best way to reach me is just give me a call. You can also send me a text message and we can have a conversation about how I can help you get your message out. For the sponsorship opportunities in that ad page that I mentioned, there is a deadline, and that's the last day of the month of May. So for anyone that's interested in doing that, you know, we really need to have a conversation very, very quickly.
Time's away.
So for the Facebook Live interviews, I will be doing Facebook Live interviews right up until the day before I leave for the national pageant, which is July 2nd. I will be doing Facebook Live interviews, and those are limited to one business per day so that that business gets the best engagement. And for anyone that wants to learn a little bit more about why that's so important, that's another thing that we can certainly talk about.
Okay. All right. Very good. So they can reach you, Christina Wagner, at
480-868-9662. Just give me a call. Or send me a text message and we can start the conversation there.
Okay, good. And we've also got the email address up there, Christina@yourbusinessambassador.com. And Christina, there's something that somebody who just wants to participate, they like Christina, they want to support her, they want to help her. What can they do with that email address?
So you can just you could share that with someone. You could email me and let me know that you'd like to support. For those that simply want to make a donation, I can absolutely accept donations via PayPal. So that email address is my PayPal email address. And, you know, we've talked a lot about financial ways for people to support. There's a really simple way to support that also would be simply liking my page on Facebook, Ms. Woman Southwest, and follow the journey there. So that would be another great way that anyone that's watching this that could support. And you know, when you were mentioning that little girl on the seesaw, it reminded me of when I was a little girl and I was watching pageants on TV, and I always wanted to compete and never thought that I was pretty enough, that I was good enough to compete. So at 45 years old, competing again in a pageant with women that are 30 years old, this is definitely a huge statement in self-esteem and self-confidence. So I really appreciate you bringing me on to share this, and for those that support you that are watching this that might also support me in this journey.
Okay, very good. Well, certainly we definitely want to be part of that support. That's why I wanted to go ahead and have you on and bring this to everybody's attention that might be within my purview. And so definitely Christina Wagner, a beautiful person, a beautiful young lady. I can say that, young. I'm at that point in life where I get to flirt and it's okay. It's cute again. You can do that when you're a little boy, and you can do it when you're way older. So, Christina, it's been a pleasure to have you on, but I want to go ahead and repeat that information. If you want to get in contact with Christina, give her a phone call. If you would like to participate, you'd like to get your company, yourself interviewed to highlight your business, your cause, whatever it is you support, get one of those interviews starting at $199 to be able to go out into the internet and have your information be seen throughout Christina's network, throughout the other networks. So you can reach her at 480-868-9662. Go to her Facebook page, Ms. Let's go with that title again.
Ms. Woman Southwest.
Okay, good. You can say it easier than I can. So Ms. Woman Southwest, you can go to that, like it. Also, for those of you who know how to do this, like it as your page. You'd be amazed what that can do for you as far as bumping up things for you as well as for Christina. Maybe even share it, invite some friends to like that page. I think it's a great way to support somebody here locally in Arizona. For those of you who are fellow Arizonans, to support someone who's going to be going out there and representing all of us in Arizona throughout the entire country. And then if you'd like to just donate, you can do that by PayPaling Christina at yourbusinessambassador.com. You can also reach Christina there. And by the way, I'll mention this. Christina, the deadline for this specific campaign certainly is you need to you get the money in for participating in this by the 31st of May 2018, this month, in order to be able to get your interview by the deadline in July. But that's not going to be the last time you do anything or interview anybody or help anybody with social media, right?
That's correct. That's correct. That's ongoing. And the $199 for the Facebook Live interview and the social media consulting, that's 2 hours of social media consulting. So that price of $199, it's normally double that. So this is really a great price. I've discounted my consulting fees and my interview fees just so that I can get to the national pageant and also give people a great opportunity to say yes and create that sense of urgency right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's great. Well, Christina, it has been a real pleasure to talk with you and to have you on the show. So
thank you. You're a great interviewer.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's interesting to be on the other side, to be the one being interviewed. So thank you. This was a real treat. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, Christina. It's always a pleasure every time I've dealt with you on any level. You're a great professional. I appreciate you. I definitely wish you well within the scope of this pageant, but in life as well. So we'll be seeing more of each other in the future. And I want our listeners to know that if you need to reach out to Christina, you can do that at any time, but especially let's make sure everybody knows that there's some deadlines involved. So in order to take part in this campaign, they're going to call you at 480-868-9662 by
the end of the month.
By the end of this month, May 2018.
By the end of this month, May 31st, 2018, for the sponsorship opportunities. And then for those Facebook Live interviews, truly, you can contact me leading right up until July 2nd when I'll be leaving.
Okay. So. Very good. Very good. So hopefully we'll get lots of interviews going here. And Christina, thank you again for being part of the show today. I appreciate you. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody out there again very, very soon. Bye-bye now.